Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Disaster, trying to make my first YouTube video. This is probably going to be terrible and awkward and horrible, but I hope you enjoy the content anyways. We're doing budget deck reviews. The budget deck lists are going to come from MTG Goldfish. You can just Google search MTG Goldfish budget, or I'll put a link down in the description below. The deck that we're currently reviewing is Rakdos Party Aggro. I played a little bit of this on stream, Twitch TV/Modisaster. I played one game of this list before deciding that I really wanted to make some changes to it. It's only 4 wild cards, real wild cards, so it's 2 rare and 2 mythic to build the list off of MTG Goldfish. Castle Locthwain being one of the rares, Lurrus being another rare, and then Robber the Rich and Kroxa being the mythics. I thought the land base was really kind of rough, and since we're doing arena budget, I feel like 6 rare wild cards is okay. So I put in 4 Blightstep Pathways to get the mana base a little bit more consistent, and then we also said that we can do Temple of Malice to get the Scry instead of the Bloodfell Caves that gain you life for the next upgrade, if you wanted to add in 4 more rare wild cards. I know everybody kind of is like, I don't want to spend my rare wild cards on lands, but honestly, lands are going to be what make your deck consistent and what make your deck run better. So that's kind of where we're at with it. We're playing on the Mythic ladder, so we're going to try this less budget version really quickly. Our current rank is 99% because we dropped out from the top 500 to that, trying to play Is It Real, which was awful. That deck needs a lot more work to make it consistent. Alright, opponent number 1. What are you up against here? It's very keepable. Looks like it's probably going to be mono white based on the sleeves alone. What do we think? Is it going to be mono white, chat? It's going to be mono white. Got him. It could also be Boros, but I highly doubt it, since he's running Snowlands. We're just gonna load our board a bit. Yep, this is mono white. This is another deck list that I was interested in reviewing. But I'm gonna get this Fissure Wizard out, and I'm gonna discard the mountain, actually. Fine. So the point of this deck is to try to build up your party. So your party is Cleric, Warrior, Wizard, Rogue. We have a Cleric, we've got a Warrior, we've got a Wizard. We're short a Rogue, but we're missing a lot of the cards that would make this... We're missing a lot of our payoff cards right now, so it's not really a huge deal. We're just gonna slam cards and slam them in the face. I'm gonna Village Rites one of these Archfiend vessels to try to go for a land. And I'm okay dumping another Village Rites here. Okay. This is all the land we'll ever need. Never mind, we're gonna need more land. Elite Spellbinder's a hell of a card. So if we Heartless Act the Elite Spellbinder, he sacrifices the Selfless Savior. We Village Rites in response, and sacrifice the Fireblade Charger. Target the Elite Spellbinder. Get in for 3. Now we can just call the Death Dweller to return Archfiend's Vessel, and I'm actually going to return the Fireblade Charger here. And this gets us a 5/5 because we returned the Archfiend Vessel here. I will attack with the Archfiend Vessel. I'm totally cool with this ending up in our bin. Because then we can call the Death Dweller again to get another 5/5. Alright. So we're in a really good spot now. Just start attacking with this Fireblade Charger. He's down to 9. You can't kill me if I kill myself first. Second giant killer. That's kind of rough for us. I should have played the Archfiend Vessel first. That's a mistake on my part. Missed 1 damage. GG game 1. Okay, so against this deck, we want the Remove Indestructible. I think Shock is also good here. Kroxa's probably bad, right? Like, it's okay, but it's not great. What do we think of Fissure Wizard in this matchup? It's our only wizard, so we really don't want to cut it. Let's cut Deadly Alliance. Let's cut Kroxa. And let's cut 2... Let's not Robber the Rich. We'll cut 1 Fissure Wizard. This is fine. Not really much to talk about at the opening of the game here. Again, Bloodfell Caves, it's not really the land that we're looking for. Not really happy with it. Acquisitions Expert is really good here. You get to forcibly discard this Elite Spellbinder. It's got another one, of course, but really not the end of the world. We just play out this Grotag Bug-Catcher. So we have some aggro on the board. Here's the question. Do we Village Rites right now to try and draw land? Or do we do it on his turn? Do it on his turn. Yeah, I know, opponent. I had some stuff to think about, okay? Wow. Brutal. Let's just pull in the Lurrus here. So we can't cast these spells because Drannith Magistrate is a card that exists. I'm gonna play out my cards before combat. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I didn't even think about that. That's rough. Because we can't cast from the graveyard because of the Drannith Magistrate. Exclamation point punt in chat. We're missing a wizard. That's life. Does he block? He does not. Okay. We can't attack with anything else. Doesn't even do anything. We just want this Archfiend vessel to die. It's kind of where we're at in life. Which maybe means we need to hold it back. Brutal. So I'm not playing lands out just because if I draw the wizard, I really want to be able to cast it. If he blocks it, whatever he blocks it with dies. And I still deal 2 damage to face. Where we're at right now, there's just no point in casting the shock to the Elite Spellbinder because of Elseed of Life Spawner. But we still have to do it, right? So that if we draw a removal spell next turn, we can kill it. Oh my god. Brutal chat. Alright, we're dead, right? So we died to this artifact, basically. We would have won the game if it wasn't for that. Like, this does no damage, this does no damage, this does no damage. Drannith Magistrate keeps us from casting these cards, or from Lurrus pulling stuff out of my graveyard. Yeah. Alright. So, very real talk. Let's get these Shredded Sails in. Over Shock, I think. I was pretty confident that Shock was going to be good, and I was utterly wrong. Very, very wrong. So put Kroxa back in. Drannith Magistrate does shut down the Kroxa, which is bad for us, but... Keepable hand. One damage. Kroxa here. Hand destruction is very good. The one downside I see to this deck is that you are only running one Kroxa. We do this, we get to see 2 out of 3 cards. Discard one of them. It's not bad. I'm gonna hold up Village Rites on the Fireblade Charger. If he plays a Elite Spellbinder, we're gonna... yeah. We'll let this hit the battlefield. And then we'll Village Rites the Fireblade Charger and kill the Elite Spellbinder. He has no land open, so he can't L-Seeds to save it, which is pretty nice. I need to get this Archfiend's Vessel down before he plays a Drannith Magistrate. We're just going to do this and kill the Lurrus. That might not be the right call, but... wow, brutal. I want to draw a card here pretty bad. There's nothing in our bin we really want to play. Looking for shredded sails. Scorching Dragonfire also works. He just has to sack the L-Seeds here. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Hi, YouTube. How's it going? We need a sack outlet. This deck could really benefit from a Roast Rider. Very least, we do get to kill one of the elite spellbinders here and get some damage in. Now we get to start cycling Kroxa with Lurrus. Thankfully, this does gain us some life. Alright, we draw a Shredded Sails, we win the game, so... We do need to keep drawing, but... We should... Wait, this is just lethal? Guaranteed? GG, chap. Alright, so even with the pun, we still managed to pull a victory off there. The deck's really not bad. Just gonna keep going with it. I think this is a keep. We're gonna pretend to be mono red, turn one. We weren't mono red at all, were we, chap? So this could be rogues. Could be. Hard to know, for sure. Definitely looks like rogues. just gonna Deadly Alliance this Soaring Thought Thief here, so he doesn't get a free block. Makes his blocks worse. And on his turn, we're gonna Village Rites the Archfiend's Vessel. Next turn we get to call the Death Dweller. Bring it back. Get that 5/5. Fissure Wizard first. Then we'll call the Death Dweller here, targeting Archfiend's Vessel and Malakir Blood-Priest. Okay, so he's running Lofty Denial. Definitely not something I saw coming. Interesting. So this lifelink might kill us outright. That's interesting. I haven't seen this card played before. Lofty Denial is 4, so there's no way to play around it, really. Okay. Alright, we go all in. What a card. I think we're done. Him gaining 5 life every turn just means we're dead. Yeah. Even if we held back and blocked there, we were still dead this turn. Alright. Feed the Swarm, Scorching Dragonfire. Actually, Shredded Sails over Feed the Swarm. It's fine. I feel like we cut Grotag Bug-Catcher here. We're really not worried about killing them, right? We're going to be able to kill them. That's not a thing. Like, not being able to kill them is not a thing. As long as we can keep their flyers down, so we're okay with that. Alright, we're gonna switch the playlist up. Let's play some Stephen Walking. Because I feel like we've heard a lot of these songs before. All the music you'll ever hear on my channel comes from MonsterCat, monstercat.com. If you are a content creator, you can pay $5 a month to be able to play music without worrying about being DMCA'd. So they don't sponsor me or anything, but I like the service enough to mention that that's what I'm doing. Hand disruption is very powerful here. Ooh. Let's see if he blocks. Probably not. Alright, so game plan, chat, is to Village Rites this Archfiend's Vessel, and then return it, call the Death Dweller, and win the game. Yeah, it says if you do, so we can't Village Rites it in response to have another option. But it's kind of sad. Yeah, hey, see? We won the game. Just like I said. This is questionably keepable, because we don't have red mana. I really like the hand, but we don't have red mana, so I'm going to dump this. There we go. All the red mana. Again, this deck would be way better if these were Scrylands, but... budget, chat. Budget. Players can't cast spells from their graveyards or libraries. Son of a bitch, chat. We're still in a very good spot. I'm going to play this before combat, just in case he somehow blocks and kills both my rogues. Also to give me a chance of drawing off of Robber the Rich. No chance of drawing off Robber the Rich, but... can't enter the battlefield. I guess I'll just keep slamming him for damage. Seems fine. We're certainly not out of the running. That hurts. That hurts real bad. Whichever one he blocks, we're gonna Village Rites. If he blocks nothing, we're still gonna Village Rites. The Acquisitions Expert in that case. Lofted Denial costs 2. Wow. Blown out. Is that lethal? No, not quite. So it comes down to this, chat. If you only had one shot, one opportunity to draw a mountain, you concede the game. Mom's spaghetti indeed. How long have we been playing this deck? 43 minutes? Alright. I'm gonna do one more match. We're at 1 win, 1 loss for the video. Against Orion, seems fine. I will turn 1 Bloodfell Caves here. Even though I can't play the Archfiend's Vessel that way. Because playing the Grotag Bug-Catcher is more important to me. All the Grotag Bug-Catcher, I guess. We're gonna catch some bugs. This card is a lot more of a house than I expected it to be when I was first looking at this deck, but I am happy that it is. This song reminds me of Woo Boost. By Rusco. I'm gonna pull in the Lurrus here. I don't want to play another card out in case he has a sweeper on turn 4. Now, most of the Orion deck sweepers do exile, which is really bad for us, but... Interesting. Alright, we don't need 2 Call the Death Dwellers. I am going to cycle one here. I was hoping to draw a land, but... a Rogue is equally good. We win the game, one way or the other. He missed a land drop. Does it even count as a win? I don't know, chat. Obviously, we pull in Duress and go blank. Hand Disruption is very good here. I don't remember what we cut last time. Fireblade Charger? Doesn't seem very good. Who needs lands? Oh, and Deadly. No. It was, Oh yeah, I guess we cut the Feed the Swarm that was in the deck. We replaced it with Heartless Act last time. So we're gonna cut the Deadly Alliance. Welcome back, Null. This is a very unfortunate mulligan. I would have kept this if this was a swamp. Again, we don't need 2. 1 is plenty. Just cut off his chance to ramp. Seems good. More hand disruption is good. It's 3 land drops in 4 turns and still concede. Not really a necessary card to ditch there. What are you gonna do? Really? I think that's an interesting choice. We'll leave him the Heartless Act, that's fine. Like, he's gonna destroy our creature, but... Alright. So, we still have to worry about this Shadow's Verdict, but he's still kind of far away from that. He's no longer far away from it. So if we play this out, we might bait the Shadow's Verdict. Probably not. He probably just Heartless Acts it, right? Whatever. I still think it's the right call to play it out. It forces a response. Which keyword functionality? Lands? I mean, I guess. Interesting. I think we do play the Acquisitions Expert here. He should Heartless Act the Grotag Bug-Catcher. He didn't. Okay, so we have to look at 3 cards and discard one of them. He probably keeps his Shadow's Verdict, right? Like, I can't imagine he doesn't. Okay, we get rid of Extinction Event. So that if you could trigger a word if it appears in anybody's message. I've never heard of such a thing. So we should Shadow's Verdict here, right? Yeah. Alright, we're past Shadow's Verdict to number 1. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Alright, so we start drawing with Castle Locthwain. I think we're in a good spot here. So we Lurrus here, play the Archfiend's Vessel, get a 5/5. 5/5s tend to be good. The only card we know is he has his Heartless Act, right? We're going to hold the land for Fissure Wizard next turn. Wow. Definitely discarding the Bloodfell Caves over the untapped land. The question is, what is more valuable? Playing Malakir Blood-Priest right now or drawing? And I think it's drawing. We definitely don't lose the game yet. I would think Vorinclex Cure Volky would be better here, but What do I know?
Let fire rage with so many painful memories.
So we could gain 2 life, deal 2 damage. If we draw, we have 1 mana open. Right? Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna play this Archfiend's Blood Vessel out. Yeah. We haven't lost yet, chat. There's always game 3. I think we should be okay, actually.
Let's play a little game.
14-17? Oh, right, he just dies. State-based. Yeah. Alright, game 3. Game 3, indeed. Instead of Heartless Act, maybe we run Feed the Swarm, so we can get rid of, so we can get rid of Cure of SSC God if it hits. Double mulligan off the bat. It's a good sign, chat. This being a tap land is kind of rough for us. Let's actually get rid of this Call of the Death Dweller. Maybe we just decline, actually. Our hand is really good. Let's do this pre-combat, in case he decides to remove this in the middle of combat. Alright, let's Duress him. Alright, so we know that Emergent Ultimatum is coming. It's an okay thing to know. He's gonna Cultivate here. I still think we can kill him before Emergent Ultimatum hits, right? Seems likely. Because he still, like, turns out. Removal spell would be nice. I would like him to try to remove one of my creatures, so I can Heartless Act without, like, feeling bad about it. Very happy with it to have hand disruption here. I'm gonna get rid of the Merchant Ultimatum, because you can almost cast it, right? He's 1 green mana short, so I don't want him to have that in his hand, just in case. More important to remove that than the Binding of the Old Gods, honestly. So we'll Duress first. And we'll Kroxa. I feel like I want to just play this Lurrus here. So, like, he has to draw a removal spell to deal with it. He can't, even if this is a land, he cannot Urian and recast the Binding of the Old Gods. So we're not worried about that happening.
Welcome to Witherbloom. Well, darn. Looks like you flunked out. Mwah.
I mean, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No reason to play Acquisitions Expert here, right? So far, this deck does very, very well against control. It does okay against aggro. We lost 2 rogues, right?
Let's go digging.
Alright, so GG. I think we just win. Got him. $420? 420. We did the stream last night at exactly 420. Yeah, I do like this budget deck list a lot. And for only 6 rare wildcards and 2 mythic rare wildcards, it's very playable. This is definitely the budget list, I think. If I was going to do any more upgrades, like I said, I would cut these Bloodfell Caves for... I would cut these Bloodfell Caves for Temple of Malice. I would... probably add more Robber of the Rich. I feel like Robber of the Rich is one of the best cards in the game, and there's no reason not to have more of it in this. Deadly Alliance performed better than I thought it would. So I was happy with that. I thought originally that we would really want to fix that as well. But all in all, I think that this is very well situated for the current meta. It crushed Sultai every single time I played it. There's a lot of Sultai out there right now. It did not beat Rogues, but I haven't been seeing as many Rogues lately. And it was a really weird Rogues list. It was playing that 3-mana Rogue that has lifelink and gets +1 attack for each card type in the opponent's graveyard or whatever. So that was basically a card tailor built to beat us. Right, okay. So we're gonna rate this card based on... Rate this deck based on... efficiency, effectiveness, and consistency. These are the 3 metrics I like to rate decks by. But you can just do it on a scale of 1 to 5, scale of 1 to 10, it doesn't matter. But efficiency is how well the deck does in terms of card value. So if you're spending 1 card to remove 1 card, very average efficiency. If you're spending 2 cards to remove 1 card, that's less than average, so on and so forth. This deck is very efficient because, well, okay, so Village Rites is average. It's a 3 out of 5. Heartless Act, 3 out of 5. Acquisitions Expert, 3 out of 5. I guess it's a 2 for 1, so it's a little bit better than average. I would say that 2 for 1 is kind of what you're shooting for, so maybe even a 2 out of 5 in terms of efficiency. Yeah, because 2 for 1 is really putting you at an average efficiency in the current standard meta. It was a very effective deck. All of the cards were definite houses. You've got a 1-mana card that summons a 5/5 later on in the game. Lurrus works really well with it. Grotag Bug-Catcher is a 2-mana, oftentimes 4/2 with Trample. So it's a very, very effective card. Malakir Blood-Priest, 2-mana, 2/1 that oftentimes deals 3 damage, gains you 3 life. So I would say that in terms of effectiveness, it was 4 out of 5. There's definitely more effective decks out there. Mono Red, for instance, is very effective just because of Embercleave. Where this deck really shines, though, is its consistency. For a budget deck, it is the most consistent out of all of the budget deck lists I've played. It's got a lot of card draw, it's got a lot of staying power with the Call of the Death Dweller, Kroxa, Archfiend Vessel goes off really often. So it pretty much doesn't matter where you're at, you're probably going to have a consistent ability to do what you're trying to do. Fissure Wizard, also cycling you cards. So we're going to rate it at 4 out of 5 for consistency as well. I would actually say this is like a 2.5 for efficiency. I would say most of the cards are 2-for-1s, which is about 2.5. Efficiency, again, matters more for control decks. Effectiveness matters more for aggro decks. Consistency matters for everything. I'd say overall this is a 4 out of 5, which would be like tier 2. I would even rate this at like a tier 2.5, which is phenomenal for a aggro deck. For not an aggro, a budget deck. If you're going to play a budget deck, this is, out of the lists I've played, the one that I recommend. Again, I'm going to put this deck list in the description of the video. My brain's starting to lag here. Sunday nights. And I will also link to the original list, which again was nowhere near as consistent because it wasn't running the Blightstep Pathway. It was the original list was running just 2 more mountains and 2 more swamps, and that made it a lot harder to cast some of the spells that we were trying to here. But overall, still very good before the change. Much better after the change.
You got hot, and you did a very dumb thing.
Thank you for making one of the worst mistakes of your life and subscribing, Dio. Asian Mysteries, one of our longest supporters with a 12-month streak going on here. That's a year. That's a full year. This is your year anniversary. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Again, catch us live, Twitch TV, Amadi Zazter. And I hope this helps you if you've been stuck in the lower ranks because you don't have the wild cards to build one of the top meta decks. Build something and have some path for upgrading it that helps you climb to Diamond. I could even see, I mean, I was playing this in the Mythic ladder and definitely won more than I lost, so I hope this helps. Have a wonderful life, and I hope to actually see you sometime. Peace.